What is up, you guys? This is Brandon Kibler here with the Food Talk Real Talk YouTube channel, starting something new. And it's been something I've been procrastinating about for a while now. I swear I've probably said like 3 or 5 videos saying this is something I'm going to do. I know I've posted things on Instagram saying this is something I want to do. You know what? So we're going to start it. I'm starting to do Sippin Something Sundays video reviews. I like that. I like that. So basically what we're going to be doing is reviewing different wines, different liquors, different beers, whatever it may be. I happen to post an Instagram poll. Those polls are really cool, by the way. So thank you guys for everybody that voted on kind of what you guys want to see first. I put up red wine versus white wine, and everybody put up on red wine, which is very surprising. So anyways, we're going to do this now. How I'm going to be doing this, though, is if you ever YouTube wine reviews, everybody who's really into wine comes off as a giant snob. They basically sound like they're reading a manual. Now I understand that some people are really into it, and I love the wine industry, I love the liquor industry, I love the beer industry. But quite frankly, if you've ever gone to a winery with a family member that may not be as into it, that's the normal person. If you are really into it and you sip it and you're like, ooh, I taste the plum, the blackberry, the blueberry, oh, maybe the apricot, it's a little bit of French oak, you're an anomaly, you're weird. So I'm gonna try to bring this down. Luna may make an appearance. I'm gonna try to bring this down, make it more fun, make it more appealing, which is what opened me up to this industry when I was younger. I happen to be very lucky to have parents who are complete winos. They have friends that are very much into it, and the way I was introduced to it at a younger age really made it more fun, made it definitely something that has kept me into it, made me want to work in the industry, and really just make it a better experience. Because I've sat with people when they're sipping it and they name all these things, and it's like, realistically, I could say that I taste apricot and most people would be like, so do I. Yeah. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring it down. Hopefully we can have some fun with this. I know I'm gonna have fun with it because, well, we're not spitting out here. We've only got 2 bottles, so there's no reason to be spitting this out. So we got 2 bottles, 2 of my favorite brands that my company actually represents. We have jlohr coming out of Paso Robles and True Myth coming out of Paso Robles. Both Cabernet Sauvignons, both delicious. There's nothing negative about either one of these. It's not even a battle, they're both delicious. I hope that what I interpret, what I say, makes you want to go grab these bottles because they're delicious. So we have both glasses right here. Now, some people may be getting mad at me already because I have these glasses. I don't have the ones with the stems. Ideally, you want to, when you're pouring into a glass, you want to have one with a stem, because the idea is that if you're gripping it and your hand touches it, the warmth from your hand may alter the way it tastes, which some people may care. Majority of people don't care. So what I'm going to be able to do with these, I've noticed, is I can just kind of open it up, turn it around a little bit. Now, a lot of people, I'm going to be throwing out random little bits of, I guess, knowledge, I don't know, call it what you want, to hopefully help some people out. I've gone to wineries with my cousin, and he thinks everything that I've done is weird, and then eventually I see him doing it and he understands why. So the reason the wine is actually already poured out kind of opens it up. It's similar to if you got out of an airplane and you need to stretch your legs, and it takes you 5 minutes to stretch your legs, you're all cooped up. I'm 6 foot, 270 pounds sitting on an airplane. I gotta stretch when I get out that plane, you know? So same thing with the wine. You wanna open it up, you wanna let it breathe, you wanna let it stretch. All the flavors have been compacted in these bottles and they need to breathe. So I'm gonna go with the jlohr first. Reason I love this, anybody who loves family operated businesses, family owned companies, this is the go-to right here. This family has been, let's go read it, right? Family owned since 1974. I believe the original owner, jlohr, is still doing it. Apparently he still works in the fields, still gets the grapes. What's really cool about this, I believe they have 5 miles of grapes to choose from. Why is that cool? It means that they can get the perfect grapes. They can go from one area, this grape's not cool, we need to go to another area, and both of them, Paso Robles, Central California, great air, cooler, warmer temperatures, which means for a longer growing season. That's why Cabernets, they're predominantly in longer growing seasons. You don't want to be growing them in upstate New York. It's going to be cold, it's going to kill the grapes, and it doesn't work out. So let's go, because that's what I'm here for. Now, I like smelling it. I definitely recommend it. A lot of people kind of skip that part, but when you smell it, it gets into you, and then you taste it, and it opens up more flavors than if you were to just go and quickly pound it. So you definitely get the chocolate. I know I'm gonna kind of pinpoint some of the obvious ones, but it's one of my favorite bottles. So. And both of these bottles are something that's so good, you don't even need a glass. You can just get a straw, stab it, walk around throughout the day. So another thing that people recommend is when you have that first sip, go ahead and get another one. Don't really judge it off the first bit of flavor that you're gonna get from that first sip, because now that your body has, it's similar to an IPA. Beer IPAs, when you have that first one, it can be really bitter. And you're like, eh. But realistically, it's just a drastic taste that probably your tongue's not used to unless you're drinking IPAs all day. Same thing with wine, same thing with whiskeys, same thing with tequilas. Have that first sip, let your palate kind of get used to it for a second, and then go in for the other one. And remember, try to wish it around a little bit. Swish it around in your mouth. You have all those different things on your tongue, all those different taste areas, whether from the sour or sweet, all those areas on your tongue. Try to get it all over, and you'll get really the flavors that are trying to come through in the wine. Again, when you're sitting there with a wine snob and they're going, you really want to get the flavors. That's what they're trying to do. A lot of people don't explain that. They just look like weird. But you definitely get chocolate on this. Both of them, if anybody cares, French oak barrels. It's delicious. Highly recommend it. Definitely, it's heavy on the chocolate for me. Just smelling it alone, the taste, definitely there. I almost get a blackberry-ish on it. And almost a, if you have anybody who grew up on a farm, anybody who grew up on a farm, a lot of these ones will get, a lot of cabs will create more of an earthiness to them. I think personally that's because they're such a long growing season. But yeah, almost, actually both of them will probably have the same smell. Almost sitting in a barn and kind of, it's not even sitting in a barn. You ever mowed the lawn and you dump out the grass? When you dump out the grass, then it rains, and then that kind of like moldiness that forms on the grass. Anybody that mowed lawns? Kind of the moldiness that can form on hay too. All right. So again, jlohr, Paso Robles, Cabernet. One of the best ones you could possibly have. A lot of companies that are in these areas, because Paso Robles is such a big area, some of them can come up with things like True Myth, which from what, I may get corrected on this, but from what I heard is that this actually has 5 different grapes, all Cabernet. So you have a Cabernet blend. So the flavor, that's another benefit of being in the Paso Robles, because it's such, Central California is so big. I believe there's over 400 wineries in that entire area. So you can be getting grapes from here, from there to create the what they deem as the perfect wine blend. So I'm also gonna be kind of a nerd for a second. Wine, just to clear it up, or water, just to clear up my taste buds. We'll taste this one now. Again, True Myth Cabernet. Again, from what I have read, the has around 5 different grapes, all Cabernet grapes. Let's go at it. Do the same thing. Again, I don't have a stem one, but we'll definitely open this up. Definitely dark chocolate on the nose, almost with a like coffee. A lot more drier. Basically, when it has more of a drier texture, it means the tannin level is a little bit higher. And again, kind of to nerd out for a second. When people say that the wine is dry, a lot of people kind of are curious. How do you know if it's dry? Imagine grabbing a piece of sandpaper and rubbing it on your tongue. That's the extreme, but you'll get the idea. If you can go get like a Sauvignon Blanc, so sweet. That's not ideally what rubbing sandpaper on your tongue may feel like. This, very, very dry. Tannin levels are high. So, but definitely delicious. Delicious. Like, bottle's gonna be gone tonight. Again, both of them. Stab a straw on it, and walk around the rest of the day. Finish that off. It is delicious, though. Now, one thing that I think is funny is that a lot of people will look at certain wines and they say, like, let's say you like a certain wine. People are like, oh, that wine sucks. Quite frankly, like what you like. Your taste buds are different than someone else. Some rosés, some people are still snobs on rosés and they're like, rosé sucks. Like what you like. It's the same thing as anything else. Some people like their steak rare. Some people like it medium rare. Some crazy people like it well done. But it doesn't really matter. Same thing with wines. You may like something that someone else may not like, so don't let other people's opinions change on how you're supposed to feel when it comes to drinking your wines. You like what you like, and that's how it is. So we got 2 delicious Cabernets. Jlohr, I think the price is around $14.99. True Myth Cab. This vintage is 2015. I don't think this is coming out anymore, but it is in a lot of stores, specifically in the Southern California area. I think it's around $27. So both great buys, both delicious. I think this one is drastically underpriced. Both of them have different varietals that they serve, that they make. True Myth has a Chard. Jlohr has a Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Grigio, Merlot, plenty of other ones that you will definitely be seeing in other episodes. But yeah, so there we go. That was my first one. Let's see, you guys like it? If we like it, I'm gonna do it some more. I'm gonna do them either way because I've been wanting to do this. Plus, it's what I do on a Saturday anyways. So, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Leave comments, help me out, throw me a bone. It's Brandon Kibler on the Food Talk Real Talk YouTube channel with this new series, Sippin Something Sundays. Thank you guys. Have a great night.